Kevon Looney. Huge night for him, over 20 and 10. Let's hear from both teams.
Loon is kind of everybody's favorite guy. He's so respected in the locker room. He's an incredible pro. Whether we play him for 10 minutes or 32, his demeanor is the same, his work ethic is the same. He sort of gives us a lot of stability that we need.
You know, I always say keep working, your time is going to come. Steve always talk about you're going to always get an opportunity. Definitely playing on this team, and you got to take full advantage of it. It's been the thing for our whole team throughout my whole time being here. You know, guys step up when they're called upon.
I think what makes us special is that every single player on our roster has confidence in themselves to play as a team, to step up and make big shots, to make big plays. Coach gives us the opportunity to play freely. So when you go out there and you can be as aggressive for yourself, but knowing that if somebody's open, we're all willing to make the right play, it's really fun to be a part of.
We have to do better. We have to understand when we shoot 3 or 4 threes in a row and miss, you got to get to the rim. You got to get the ball into the paint. You got to get to the free throw line. And that's just understanding the situation, learning, and maybe it is experience.
We got to take the paint more, like they did. You know, they take the paint a lot. They have 2 of the best shooters in the world, and they still take the paint. So I think we got to rely less on the 3. Obviously, it's a good percentage, but I think we got to rely more on getting to the paint and then kick outs.
Now, we know the Warriors are known for making threes. They did that as well in the fourth quarter. But the points in the paint, they had 20 of those in the fourth. To put that in perspective, Dallas had just 30 points in the paint for the whole game. So 3D, what does that tell us about Golden State and their attack?
Well, one thing Steve Kerr preaches is ball movement and player movement. And Zeke, you know how much I love the 3. So something Steve Kerr says, do not settle. And how do you say that to a guy I like to call the bait bombers because they like to let it fly? But watch the player movement, ball movement. Could have been a 3, fake it, get all the way to the rim. So you saw Steve Kerr saying, don't settle for the 3. I know you can shoot it, but keep attacking the rim. There's no shot blockers. Come on, Clay, let it fly. Hesitate all the way to the rim. Look at Luka swinging for the ball. That got their defense going by getting easy layups. Now, he can take that shot right there. Steph Curry can shoot it whenever he wants to. No, even the great Steph Curry said, nope, I'm going to attack the paint and get easy buckets and put pressure on that defense. And then when we get down the stretch, look at the great spacing. Steph got his hands up. He's taking his time. You attack the paint first. Back in the day, you throw it inside. Now you attack it, draw and kick it, hesitate, leave it, splash. And then Steph Curry says, you know, it's night-night, Zeke. Last night, we had us guys waiting to 1:30, 1:45 for the presser. So tonight, in case you guys take time, I got a pillow in case y'all put me night-night.
I just want to see Steph Curry show up to the game with a teddy bear now.
The Celtics. Is Jason Tatum going to play well tonight? I don't know. I just hope it's a good game.
Said it's time to go night-night.
Time to go night-night.
Now, we always talk about Steph Curry, how great he is, and Jordan Poole and his team. But who's emerging in this postseason for the Warriors? Just the 30th pick in the draft for them, and Kevon Looney. Here's a guy, becomes the first Warriors center since Robert Parrish in 1977 to have 20 and 10 in a game. Also had 22 rebounds in a closeout game against the Memphis Grizzlies. Zeke, this is exactly what the Warriors need to be a complete team.
I mean, to hear 3D talk about driving a basketball to the basket, they have no shot blockers getting into the lane. You know, I know people don't want to hear this, but that's called old school basketball.
That's right.
Like you shoot a high field goal percentage, you go 10 for 14, you grab 12 rebounds in 32 minutes, 21 points. I mean, it is a game that says the closer you are to the basket, the more success you will have. Now, you can do both. And what Golden State has always been great at, 3D, is they give you both. They give you the three-point shot with a variety of, good looks, but now they're giving you the inside play in terms of driving the ball to the basket. And when you got good perimeter play, you got good inside play, that is tough to stop offensively, and that's what Dallas is facing now. The other thing I would say about Dallas, what they did was the Cardinals saying from a point guard's perspective, I'm up 18-20. Now it's a matter of clock management, tempo management. I got to manage the tempo. I got to control the tempo now. I'm not going to let you get back into the game by continuing to play fast up and down, giving you more shot attempts, giving you more ways to read the defense, play together. I'm going to take all that away now because now I got a lead. And when I got a lead, the biggest defender that we have out on the court right now is the clock. I'm going to make you play against the clock by controlling the tempo, and Dallas failed to do that in Game 2 with a big lead.
Yeah, and one of the things we can see in the results for this Dallas Mavericks team and how they're constructed under Luka Doncic, he scored 40 or more 7 times in his postseason career. But look at this, Zeke. They're 2-5 in those games when he scores 40 or more. Help me understand, why is this?
Basketball's a team game. That means 5 people out on the floor. And what we do in the media and stuff today, we emphasize the one player scoring 40. And we'll lead with, oh, this guy got 40, but they lost, right? And it used to be back in the day, the team that won, that's who you led with. Now we lead, now the news cycle, we lead with the guy who gets 40 and his team lost, as opposed to leading with the team that won. So we reward individual stardom, but the game doesn't reward individual stardom. Playoff basketball is about team play, and that's how you win.
I just want Luka to give the same effort. Like we like to give on one end of the floor, and you notice that they say two-way players now, because sometimes you're watching that game, he'll have you oohing and ahhing on the offense end, and sometimes he's just going like that on defense. I'm a nitpick, that's it.
Yeah, they've been going right at Luka Doncic in this series, and it is obvious that that's where he needs to get that work in. Speaking of getting that work in, we love the children on this show. Deuce Tatum.
What up, cuz?
Dapping up everybody in the Celtics locker room. Who you don't see here, though, is Grant Williams. Remember we saw that other video where he just leaves Grant alone? Robert Williams gets some love. His dad getting super buckets. Tatum averaging 20. Oh, there it is.
Here it comes.
Oh, boy. No,
I don't know
not
you.
for you. I don't know you like that. You got too many muscles. My dad too skinny to be hanging out with you, man. Tatum averaging 28 this playoff run and also 5 assists a game. It's time for us to pass the rock to Chris Haynes, who's been covering this series, checking in now from Boston after spending, a week in South Beach. So Kyle Lowry has been out the first 2 games of the series. PJ Tucker injured his knee in Game 2. Both were listed as game-time decisions after their warm-ups. They're clearly on the court right now. So what's the latest on their status?
Kyle Lowry just walked off the court right now doing his pregame warm-up, and he looked good. He's going to be a go tonight. PJ Tucker, I spoke to him this morning, and I'm going to tell you about him. It was looking bad at first initially when he sustained that knee injury in Game 2. He was supposed to get an MRI the next day, but the swelling went down that day, and so they were able to bypass that. So I asked PJ this morning, how does it look? What's the outlook look about coming into the night? He said, look, last I saw, my knee is still there. So unless they cut my knee out, I'm still out there tonight. So the Miami Heat will